Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. We tell you every week about their incredible selection, but their prices are fantastic too. They will deal with you down there. Steve Sloan, Joe Special, and that crew, they've been in business for nearly 40 years. When you're outside of Knoxville and just a little bit longer way to Chattanooga, you got to have some great deals to get people coming from all over East Tennessee, and they do. There's a reason that Mad Marine's the top dealer between Nashville and Atlanta. Get down there, see for yourself, or check them out at madmarine.com, Madisonville Marine. Speaking of Madisonville Marine, here's a man who bought his last boat, Madisonville Marine, Bob Hodge, freelance contributor to the Knoxville News Sentinel. Welcome.
Good morning.
You're dealing with a cough and a cold, so if Bob goes into a conniption, that will be the reason. All right.
Possibly.
Possibly. All right. Since Donnie Tyndall has taken over, all 4 Tennessee signees have requested their releases. All 4 have been granted. Tyndall might re-sign 1 or 2. C.J. Turman refused to even talk with him. This isn't altogether unheard of. Martin didn't keep Pearl's guys. Pearl didn't keep Peterson's guys and actually ran Matthew Dotson off. Some of this stuff is natural, so I don't think it's fair for anybody to go blaming Donnie Tyndall at this point because he hasn't kept these guys. But what I found interesting is how these 4 guys were viewed as, well, you had a lot of people saying Martin has to go because these guys are terrible players. You got a terrible recruiting class. Now you hear people saying, good riddance, we're not going to miss them. I wanted to show this. You look at the offers these guys have. I think Donnie Tyndall probably could have been helped by, a couple of these guys. I mean, you're looking at fellas that have been offered by Illinois, Iowa, Kansas State, Memphis. I mean, those are big programs. Kofor has had the least amount of interest, and yet he's got the UT connections, probably the most likely of the 4 that you might be able to lure back. Cornish and Turman had offers all over the place. Mike, as you pointed out in the in-between segments, those guys aren't going to wind up in the SEC. They have to sit. But the point is, they had a lot of SEC offers. So this idea that you're cleaning house with a bunch of dunces, kind of overblown. Mark, your thoughts?
Well, I think it's been very interesting from the people that have been complaining that they're leaving, but yet, like you said, Coach Martin wasn't a good recruiter. And it is normal. I think these guys, they commit to a coach. We'd love for them to say, maybe Kofor because he's a Tennessee kid, but they don't commit to a university. They commit to a coach. That coach has a certain style. That coach runs a certain program. And now Coach Tyndall comes in. It's completely different. And so now he's going to bring in his own guys, and they're going to fit his system and the relationships that he's built. So it is a normal happening when coaches change hands.
Bob, let me go to this next question with you. I've heard a lot of people saying, well, get rid of these guys and bring in some of those guys from Southern Miss. And I just wanted to show. Let's show the comparisons here if we can. There we go. Now, let's be fair here. Donnie Tyndall was recruiting to Southern Miss. That is not recruiting to Tennessee. All right, keep that in mind. So Martin should have had better recruiting. And he did. You look at Tyndall, his last class, this class that's set to sign down there, 2 3-stars, and that's been bumped up recently, 3 0-stars. I don't know that you're going to bring 0-star guys in here and satisfy anyone. He had 5 0-stars, this is according to Rivals, in 2013, 1 3-star and 3 0-stars in 2012. I don't see, now maybe some guys from Southern Miss wind up here at Tennessee and they turn out better than expected, Bob, but if you're trading 0 stars for 3 stars, it seems that would make the same crew upset.
Well, I tell you what, it's funny. I've heard or read and heard more people happy that this recruiting class is gone than they were sad that Tyndall was not able to keep them. So I think people are happy that way. The one thing you can say about a coach going out, he's recruiting guys to fit his style of play. So maybe to put a sort of a smiley face on what I think it's a bad situation. I think losing all these kids is not good for Tennessee. But if you put a smiley face on it, okay, whoever he brings in here is somebody he thinks will be able to play to his style.
Correct.
Maybe more so than the other guys did a little bit, and maybe that helps a little bit. But I'm telling you, Tennessee was ranked number 41 in recruiting. That means there were 309 teams worse than you. And I just didn't understand how come everybody was so down. And if you want to check it out, UConn, who just won a national championship, ranked number 31 in recruiting. They seem to do okay with those guys. So I don't think it's a good situation right now with all 4 of these guys asking for the release.
I think they would like to get Philip Kofor back in the fold, and he will give them that chance.
Do you think they were aces with the other 3 taken off?
Not necessarily, but
Kofor's the
I
real
think,
one they want
I
back.
think Kofor, they really liked him.
I thought they would have liked Austin too. I don't know why not. He averaged 22 points. He's a very good defensive point guard. I thought he would have been an asset.
And he's got more offers than anybody else on that list.
Well, that leads me to I wouldn't be surprised if Rasham Suarez is actually a JUCO point guard that's committed to Southern Miss, two-time All-American at the JUCO. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at Tennessee, to be honest. And I do think there shouldn't be an urgency to all of a sudden fill your roster.
Right.
Because if you do, all of a sudden, like Coach Martin,
That's
I
right.
think one of the things that happened with him is, you sign a Wes Washpun,
Yep.
you sign a Dwight Miller, you sign guys that really, if they come here, they're average players. They sit on your bench and fill up your bench and your scholarship limit for 4 years. And if you're not sold on a guy now, don't sign them. Know what expectations are this year. They are going to be low, and start building those relationships for the next class and the next class, so then you can have, like Butch just did in his second class, an unbelievable class.
I think you
Hey,
just,
go get you a transfer, one of these 1-year immediate guys like
Yes.
Antonio Barton.
that's perfect. There's nothing else to add to that. You just stole some things. It was brilliant. No, it was
Fired.
good. It was great. There are some options still available in addition to the guys. Kevin Punter, another JUCO guy that's looking at Tennessee, was committed to Missouri. Anyone else out there that you're hearing as possibilities?
Ian Childs he's a graduate. He averaged 15 points at IUPUI.
Oh,
whatever.
Indiana, Purdue, Indiana,
Yeah, one of those.
Purdue.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Up north we say ooey pooey.
Pooey. That's
Pooey.
where he came from. Hopefully he's better than Pooey.
But there's a couple bigs out there too. Octavius Ellis is another one, because that's the position of need. I think why not only is Phil Kofor a good fit for his style and his pressing style, but I also think they need to find a big.
And the big thing there, I think you nailed it, is there's no need to go do the Conzo Martin thing and fill up the roster right now. Next year, right or wrong, is going to be blamed on Conzo Martin if it's not good. That's the way it's going to go. He should know that, and he should say, well, we'll let Conzo take the lumps on this. I'm going to build for the next season. Nobody wants to throw out this season, but at the same time, you got to be smart about it. And I think he would be wise not to throw all those scholarships out at the first kid that wants them. It doesn't sound like he's going to either. All right, when we come back, grab a pencil. We've gone through literally 17 seasons worth of information. Tyndall, and then the last 9 years at Tennessee, Martin and Pearl. You're going to walk away from this next segment knowing the DNA, the style of play of Donnie Tyndall's basketball teams. Come on back on the Sports Source.